Hey guys, welcome to RuR Dota 2 League. This is elimination phase 1 upper bracket game. Alt+F4 against watch now. Okay, these guys already played in a group against each other and the result was 2-1 Alt+F4. There were some issues for the watch now in that series. Hopefully that is gone now, and I honestly hope that they didn't get the full loss here. I do have some issues with my internet provider, so Bobby Alt+F4 was extremely upset because they had to wait half an hour more than but now being late, but I don't know what they had. Okay. There doesn't seem to be a final this year. I don't see it in the, but that's okay. So we have first two bans, Venomancer and Valinor for Alt+F4 and Ricky Clockwork for Watch Now. Like I mentioned before, those two teams have already played. Alt+F4 is more of a team that likes to gank and just like, play a normal game. Very stable pick. They do love Ricky. On the other hand, Watch Now, a lot of split pushing strategies coming from their team, but they are going different here. We can Spirit Breaker against very quick picks for both teams. The Necro side. Void ban. Watch Now actually. Oh. It doesn't. For me, it doesn't really suit the Alt+F4 pick. They have Rubik. But them banning Void and Clockwork, Bloodseeker perhaps. Yeah, it did look like they wanted to go for Tinker. That's their comfort pick, but that's removed. Board ban? I'm really surprised that they didn't pick it earlier. Well, they used to pick Tinker and Yell, but pushing team very this time that's not an option. I was actually expecting them to pick it earlier. Still, with Taker and Necro, very flexible picks. Taker can go off lane, can be on support, can even go mid, and not very often. And Necro can also go mid, safe lane, can even go on support, but rare occasions. Off lane, not too bad. That's most likely gonna go. That seemed to be a meta game. Now, Watch Now taking some time for the third pick. It's gonna be Sven. Alt+F4 will have to some control. Taker is not enough right now. Taker, you staying in the background. Someone who can for staff. Necro usually doesn't have a lot of troubles dealing with Sven, but Team Watch Now already has pretty decent control with Rubik and Spirit Breaker. A lot of pressure on mid, not necessarily pressuring. Bar is not. Can do a lot of damage on, but get some levels, get some design, but it's amazing. Now what would Alt+F4 wanna pick here? I think Viper is a good pick generally. Against Sven. Razor maybe? I don't know if they played though. I don't remember if they saw them pick it. Jakiro, okay, for support. That's a good AoE. Jakiro, I kind of don't like it here, as all of the spell animation from Jakiro. Watch Now team has very quick throws. Ruby can easily cancel cast an animation, Ice Path, and stuff like that. But then Jakiro is mostly picked for because of the first spell as first. Something that Sven doesn't really want to play again. You want some 10 to 15 minutes of free farm on Sven early on, so you can get a dagger, get beat, Mask of Madness, Axe Saber, depending on what item build you choose to go for. But still, if you're forced into defending your towers early on, it's not gonna have a great time. The next assassin, the third pick for Watch Now, that has to be Offlane, and then wow, okay, one of my favorite heroes, Brewmaster. So I had my one of my teammates trash talking me for picking Brewmaster in pubs a lot, like last 10 days or something. And now it's getting picked in a tournament game. Very happy. Team is very pleased. Oh well. I don't know where they're gonna lane it. It's most likely gonna go mid, and Nyx could be sent mid against Brewmaster. Not gonna have a great time. Definitely be farm for Brewmaster, but Nyx is not gonna danger of dying there. It's most likely need levels to that much farm, but that being said, still it's probably gonna be offlane. Brewmaster on, don't think. Let's see what the last pick is gonna be for Alt+F4. They did ban Puck. Watch Now team banned Klinks. They really don't want any more pace on the Alt+F4 team. They want to slow them down, and right now I don't really think that they have the best anti-push lineup. They will need to make some ganks work, and that's gonna be a very dangerous spot. They leave Sven alone. The problem that Sven can run into is if, for example, this Brewmaster was offlane and then Spirit Break and Rubik have to gank mid or the offlane, because right now Alt+F4 seems to have stronger lanes. But then Sven is left alone against Brewmaster, and Brewmaster can just spam second skill, and there's not much for Sven that can do in the lane. Like, the Sven can't really farm, and if he can't farm, there's a lot of wasted time. And the Storm Spirit last pick. Okay, so the Storm Spirit is mid. Brewmaster most likely offlane, and then Jogger on the safe lane. Or they could send Jogger, Hero, and Shaker on the offlane. Brewmaster on the Necro on the mid, or Brewmaster mid, Necro on the safe lane, whatever they wanted. But definitely aggressive tri-lane for Alt+F4 should be stronger with Shaker and that lane. Again, Spirit Breaker, Rubik, and Sven. Yeah, both lanes are strong, but I feel like if they go free versus free, the Juggernaut lineup should have that first blood. Now the Watch Now theme is slightly more tanky with Sven and Spirit Breaker, but I don't feel like they have enough burst in level 1. Anyway, I think the most important matchup will be on mid. Is Storm Spirit gonna have enough space, enough farm to control this game? That's gonna be very important for this game and will determine the outcome. I feel like defense farm won't be as important in this game. It seems like my stream is now, so hopefully that'll remain. As a quick pause. Our spirit is connected. Right, so we have Punisher and Juggernaut, not SML, Pro 10 playing Brewmaster, Another Day in Paradise playing Shaker, ISF, Necro. On the other side for Watch Now, Ozer playing Swan, Undermine, Dime, Ime. Nix, Malcolm playing Rubik, Pismo Stagovna playing Storm, and why can't I like you. I'm playing Spirit. Expectations. If we are actually going to get like full best of 2 series, I'd say this would go to highly full matchup. But if it's just best, like if Team Alt+F4, which is the rated side, already has advantage, then I don't. I think it's. Have any items here? Necro is most likely going mid. Geiger most likely going on the safe lane, so I don't think they're gonna go aggressive. Aggressive try. That is. Baker does, yeah. Most likely. Other side, Nyx with these items most likely gonna be on offlane. Storm still has no items, but then ouch, not quelling. Might be the Dire team might be expecting Alt+F4 to go. Otherwise, I don't see a quick outshield on the safe lane first. Good item generally, but expecting free farm you times you pick Quelling Blade. Hero's gonna go for top lane. I think this is a mistake. Should have used earlier. I wanna see what's the. Was it lane gonna be on top? So it is Brewmaster on the off lane. Now Brewmaster can farm woods with the Quelling Blade. Alan? Very aggressive warning by Rubik, and if this gets countered, well, by Jakiro, they are gonna be left without any vision on it. Quite bad. Storm, you need to secure first few levels for Storm. He needs to have very good lane. It's gonna be a very hard matchup for the Storm against Necro. I'd say like mostly even, but Necro does have an advantage. It'll come down to what Spirit Break and Rubik can provide for. Meanwhile, there's still two heroes sitting on the top. I imagine Shaker is just gonna block them here to provide some experience for Brewmaster, and you have Jogger and here on the bot lane. On the other side, nothing unexpected there. Predictable. Another possibility was to send Nick on Triland tops. No, Triland bot. Sorry, and really rare to see. In that case, I imagine a lot of aggression, but Shaker might be in a trouble. There is a Stormbolt on Sven, and I think this Shaker is just dead. That was a very aggressive play by Shaker, and I definitely don't think he should have stayed. Now, not only Shaker died but also Panda in the trouble, has to go back. Now this lane is kind of pushing. Let's see. Bullet. Shoot. No trouble. But like, Brewmaster and Shaker really cannot die here. If Shaker's positioning is good, there is no reason to die. They're way too tanky, especially with Cloud Shield on Panda and Drunken Haze. Constant. Really, no way they can die. As long as Shaker is 9. On mid lane, Storm having a really good time so far. Getting a bit harassed and in trouble here. To be careful. In terms of CS, doing very well. Bot lane, Jogger
Yes.
trying to find some so having a good sense of where Nyx is, and this might be a kill. He's actually forced to TP. Not the best time for Nyx in this lane. I imagine Panda's actually doing much better there. Okay, he only has 3 CS, but level is causing some trouble to Sven. So Sven still second in CS. Macro goes what? Interesting. I think the usual skill build on one. Under a lot of trouble here. Will they have enough damage? Need a bit more, and that's just enough. I mean, no luck there on the miss. That's 2-0 for. Watch now. Rubik can't claim. Oh. Wow, oh wow. I missed that. Nyx dying. Storm dying, more importantly. Not exactly sure how that happened. Probably Shaker on there. Yep. Had to be. Not an easy lane for. Yeah, he can farm nicely. Gonna get harassed. Right, so I was talking about Necro skill build. Really one point. Okay, third skill is nice for harassing, but doesn't really provide that much ability early game. Get jumped by Ara by Rubik. Really need that. Storm might die again. Ooh, this mid lane really going early for Storm. I don't know why Bara charged the loop. That was obvious though. I'm in some trouble on the top lane. Panda definitely very tanky. I'd overstate his welcome here. Still does have that mango, but have to use it. Comes the breaker. Brave Shaker. Okay, nowhere Shaker. Or just expired. We're not going for the kill. Rubik being too low right now. This Sven doesn't have a lot of HP. Might be dying here. Has enough for the storm ult with Mango. Forced to go towards the enemy tower. Right. Now will they be able to turn this around? They have enough damage? Nope. That's a lot of commitment for our team, and one had to pop the Mango. Had to waste the Salvo also. I don't think he potential. Things are not going very well for Dire team. It's only level 3. And, oh, I guess Panda is also level, but been sharing a lot of experience, causing a lot of trouble to run. Jagger already having 10 more CS than Sven. Another kill, and another kill for Nyx. Nyx definitely not having time and off lane. A lot of kills now. They did manage to kill Sven, and this is the trouble when you have the Spirit Breaker that not do. They heavily rely on what Storm is able to provide, but Storm is getting destroyed on the middle. They're still farming quite decent, but because he is constantly on low HP, not making aggressive moves. And then difference between RuR and not just the heroes, but worst they have is that Targa can be left alone at any point in time and do just fine against Nyx or whoever they choose to send on the offlane. But on the other hand, Sven can't do the same. Sven is having trouble staying in the lane against Panda alone with one support, Rubik. Targa dies here. That's a good kill for Watch now, but a lot of commitment. And they barely got it. Like, Necro was a bit close. So some trades both ways. Now, if you have a Sven team, very possible camps are all. Right now, I only see one camp. Like, I definitely think the Nyx should be trying to stack this ancient camp, but that's very bad on the offlane. Definitely not doing well. Not the best lane for Nyx, and not much he can do there, but still. The problem with Nyx current meta game. The reason why he's fallen out of meta. Let's see what Storm can do here. Without Electric Vortex, not much kill potential. He does have the Arcane Rune, but not much mana. Nyx might be in, actually. No charge so far. Alright, he's close. Charge. They're able to kill this hero, and they are. Already got the 1 charges, now they pursue more, but Targa backs off. Always interesting to see what skill tries to go for. On the offlane, usually max first skill. Depending on how other lanes are going, if your other lanes are going well, generally full ring and then you Fisher. While on the top lane, Panda dies, but this Nyx might be in a trouble once again. Nice Carapace and Sun, but he's gonna end up dying again. So that's worth that though. Passing. While mid tower gone for Watch now. Now generally that's a bad thing, but in this scenario I don't think Necro should have pushed mid. This will give a lot of space for Storm to farm and up here. Surprised that he still didn't kill Vortex on level. Like, this guild build is meant for farming. Really feel with a lot of aggression coming from Alt+F4. Mostly to cancel anything. Their hero pretty long enemy for Jugger. Necros, he has a pretty long Fisher as well. Basically all of their spells except ulti. Quite long animations, and then you also Pandas. They found Rubik. Gonna be an easy kill. Thanks, lands a stun, but did kill Shaker, but lost. I could probably end up dying. But there is a tornado on Bara. The stun and Pro comes here. Will he be able to survive? I don't think so. That's another kill. Oh, 11 minutes in. 3 towers for Alt+F4. 3,000 effort. Heroes, Macro, number 1. 1,000 ohm. We're number 2, and then surprisingly Storm is number 3 above Sven. So Storm really didn't have time on the mid lane. When really countered by Brewmaster. Really slowed his arm down. Unless they start stacking some camps in for Sven, I don't think we'll be able. I'm back in this. I'm opting to go for Bloodstone first, something to be discussed. Better he should have gone for Orchid maybe. Not doing that well. I mean, 4 is only 8-7 and but it looks, honestly, it looks much worse. And you see that Storm is going for 3 mana regen talent. That means he's not having fun. He feels like mana efficiency now. A lot more with pushing farming to catch up. Question is, how much time does what now have? Charge on Necro. Or should. Now there are some stacks for Sven. Honestly, I don't think Sven should be farming this. I think we'll go to Storm. That's their most important hero right now. That's actually what they're doing. This is farming on the bot lane. Now those supports are doing a lot of experience there. Not ideal play. Much they can do. Lara still not. While before passive right now. Oh, there is a smoke on Shaker. Now the heal. I think Brewmaster go for aggression. He'll find Rubik. I won't be too happy with that kill. It is a free one, but that's the least important hero on Watch Now squad. Having them use smoke for that kill, I think they're really fine with it. Not sure if Alt+F4 is happy with that one, but they'll take it. Especially if they can claim this power. Watch Now, I think a smart decision right now. I think there is no way they can defend the tower. And I'm not sure if Alt+F4 is just ready right now to go for the high ground. Try to slow it down, that definitely do that, but can't really commit, and I don't think Sven should be there. There is an Echo Slam by Shaker, and actually 2 ultis expended to kill Sven. Quite a bit commitment, but they end up killing him and looking to his Rubik right now, but I'm not sure if that's enough to the high ground. Storm hasn't finished Bloodstone yet. It's a nice fish for by Rubik. Okay, Panda forced into using ulti. Yeah. Necro asking the rest of the back off. Really microing Pandas, but so right now Sven going for Echo Saber after finishing Mask of Madness. Sure, this is the correct move. Sven, I mean, Jugger doesn't have ulti for sure, but they actually kill him. I mean, he likes some damage here. Becoming. Now they might turn their focus to Necro, but Necro is very tanky. He does have food. And Bara ends up that way. Dying. Bara will survive. Another kill for Alt+F4. And now it's looking much worse for Watch now. Sven really struggling to find his farm. Once Panda finishes his dagger, I think they can probably go high ground. Alright, charging bot lane. Really don't feel like the Spara pick accomplished anything. Now they might be able to kill Brewmaster. He's out of mana and he doesn't have ulti. But it's gonna take some time. If they even kill him. No joking. Saving his mana for now forced to use it and they finally get a kill, but meanwhile on the top lane Alt+F4 is pushing. Don't care. Nyx might die and Jogger committing ulti, but Rubik a bit too quick to get steal from Jogger, then get his ulti. Do have Cleansing Ward which will help if you can, but feel like making a bit more risky. Jogger's ulti would have paid off more. Shaker looking to jump and does a pretty decent echo, but that ends up actually turning into a favor of Watch now, and they end up claiming 3 kills. That's a Bloodstone from or Storm, 15 charges. Very good fight for them. Shaker was forced to jump here, but there were no creeps, so he ended up dealing little damage, and Storm already had Bloodstone. He's quite tanky, especially against spell damage. A lot of HP. Still doesn't have any armor, but once the Jugger ulti was expended on the have that much, almost feel like that ulti was a mistake. So a buyback was. There is still a 5k net worth lead on Radiant side, but big issue for them was a Necro. That delays his Radiance. I'm not a fan of the pick. When does end up finishing it. Close to getting his dagger, but it's gonna be quite some time until he finishes. And until then, they'll need to find their way to on the high ground. Next push by Radiant team will be very. They now have, like, you have to remember, previous fight they didn't have Panda, they didn't have him in the fight at all. Now they have him and they have his ulti and the dagger. Also close to finishing Vladimir's. Quite an important item now. Generally think about Vladimir's and you think about lifesteal, but more about that later. Rubik manages to survive here nicely. 8 Fury. A lot of commitment by Alt+F4. It seems like they're wasting a lot of time moving around the map when they should be pushing. Giving a lot of time to swing. Already he is dagger. I imagine he's gonna fly. I don't think he should be saving for buyback right now. It just doesn't seem to do anything right. Okay, he buys it. Like if Sven dies after using ulti, his buyback won't be as effective. He would have to wait for the cooldown on the to actually do any damage in the team fight. And I'm really surprised that Rubik being so poor in this game. I guess he only died 2 times, but he's only level 8 and he's 1000 gold away from his dagger. A Radiant team choosing to go for Roche. And I imagine that Aegis will go to... By the looks of it right now, it seems like they want to give it to Jugger, although I really think that it would be better on Necro. As Jugger doesn't have enough items right now to be an actual carry. I feel like Necro is doing far more damage after Jugger expands his ulti. Yeah, it does seem like it'll go to Necro. Okay, good choice. Storm on the way to his Orchid, and he's managed to catch up quite nicely. But the Bloodstone definitely paid off. You look at the item and you see Bloodstone charges. Lower respawn time, but really why you want to buy it is it allows you to farm so much quicker. So much more efficiently. This Rubik is taking place. Now, Alt+F4 did claim some objectives. They did take Roche out, taken the top tower, and now claiming the both shrines, but they are having some troubles gathering and actually pushing like together. If you look at the CS score right now, Storm and Sven are actually taking the lead right now. The game is much closer than it looks like right now. I'm still questioning how much use the other team will have from this Baratron pick, but definitely think that Storm and Bara, if they are not able to be aggressive on mid lane, there's really not much point of picking Bara. It's not that the player is playing poorly, just the hero has some limits, and that's why it's not picked often in pro games. And it mostly comes down to what do you have on your safe lane. In this game they had Sven, which required a lot of farm and a lot of support, which he didn't get. So let's see if Sven can get a good jump here. They don't want to go on Jugger. Shaker is nicely positioned to counter-initiate, but they committed to Sven's ulti and they will have to fight now. This is forced fight. They really don't even want to go here. Sven dies, but on the other side, Jugger and Akiro die very quickly. Finally an Echo Slam by Shaker. I feel like that was too late. Will be able to survive, and Storm dies. That's a huge kill for the Radiant team. But Storm is already back. Buyback expanded by Sven. He's gonna be able to kill Shaker. And if they manage to kill Necro, that buyback will be worth it. So back and forth fight. In the end, I guess it's kinda even, as Swan did have to commit that buyback, and now Necro has Radiance. I think the Echo Slam by Shaker was quite late. Not sure if there was something that cancelled his dagger. This Sentry ward was too far from him to spot him. So, questionable decision. I mean, Jagger died really quickly. And now there is a really nice gank on Jagger again. Storm just finished his Orchid, and with the regen, that's a really good kill. And this is just so good to have regen rune on Storm. It feels so good. You can do so much. But is there another follow-up by the Dire team? Fortunately, this Nyx doesn't have enough mana to actually go in there. But he definitely could have gone for a kill on Necro, maybe. Storm had enough mana. Didn't want to overcommit. Jagger was respawning. This does give some time to Sven catch up. Stacking his Ancients, but this is actually blocked. Really nice move. Limiting Sven's farm. But he's gonna need his BKB, right? And it doesn't seem like Alt+F4 wants to give him that time. They are grouping up on the mid. I don't think this was a good choice to onto there, but okay. Is Bara going there, breaking the smoke? He will definitely die, but okay. Huh. Maybe. Okay, forcing Necro to commit his ulti. I think Bara was already dead there. There was no way he would escape. While Storm is split pushing bot lane, the tower will fall. But they need to defend mid. And Storm is already there. Forcing Jagger to use pin. And if they can kill this Panda, that's a very big kill. Shaker jumps in with an Echo Slam, but that doesn't do a lot of damage. Although Sven in a bit of trouble, but now because that ulti was forced on the Bara earlier, Necro cannot finish off Sven, and Sven ends up surviving. Now even Necro in a big trouble. Ult is still on cooldown. Sven jumps in. I almost thought that was a mistake, but luckily he ends up surviving. Jakiro, the only hero alive for the Radiant team, and that was a huge win for team Watch Now. Like that by Bara here was a really good thing for their team. It revealed Radiant position, revealed the smoke, and forced Crow to commit his kite on Bara, which I think was a huge mistake. It's probably better to let Bara escape and save kite for Sven. But yeah, mistakes were made. I really don't think, like, even with Glimmer Cape and TP, I don't think Bara was in a position to escape there. A really good fight for Team Watch Now. And now Sven has a beacon. That wasn't there in the previous fight. It's only gonna get worse for Team Radiant, and Shaker now found in a very dangerous spot, and that's just an easy kill with Bara and Storm wiping in team right now. Another kill on Jakiro, and even Panda in a very dangerous situation. Okay, Sven's ulti popped, but Panda needs to get out of there. Like, his ulti doesn't make him invincible, especially versus Sven, and now the situation has completely turned. Like, the team was leading by almost 8,000 at one point. Now, finally, for the first time in the game, the Dire is leading. And with loss of map control, there is a lot of space for Bara and Storm to make plays like that kill on the Shaker. There is an issue where Necro is simply not tanky enough with this item build. He does have armor, some armor from Veil, does have some magic protection from Hood, but that's just not enough. With Radiance is a huge commitment, and now they almost find a kill on Sekiro. I don't know what Bara is doing, and again, Sky's used on Bara, but look at the Sven with the big KB doing so much damage, and that was even without ulti. Jogger dies, and again, Sky was used on Bara. Like that move was so obvious. Like, look, I'm charging you. Please use ulti on me, and Necro does. I don't know why. Hey, there was definitely no need for that. And now even Panda gets killed here. Completely unnecessary death. Could have been prevented. Hey, the problem with and the reason why I don't like Radiance on Necro is that with current items, Necro just doesn't have enough HP to make this Radiance effective. What Radiance does is it provides you with a lot of survivability because of the burn and 17% miss chance on Sven. But right now that's not effective because Sven just finished his BKB, so BKB blocks that, and basically Radiance doesn't give you anything if you cannot survive the initial burst. And you will not survive that without Lincolns or 4 stuff on your support. Maybe even Shivas or something. It's just not good enough. That being said, if you look at their team, they actually don't have as much spell damage as it looks. Storm being very aggressive here and almost overcommitting there. I feel he could have been killed there, and he's still in a lot of danger there. Using ulti smartly to get away from that. Shaker is still very dangerous. With one Echo Slam they can completely change the game. Like right now, yes, Dire team does have this 4k advantage, but I still feel like Alt+F4 is controlling this game. They still have better map control, and the problem they have is that the Jogger is just falling off. And I don't think the Storm will fall off like that. He is going for Aghanims, which is an interesting pickup. I like the item, but not exactly sure if it will help him in this game. Bara charging mid, very good target. Should always charge Shaker. I don't think Storm should be jumping on the Necro, and I think they should be trying to focus the Shaker. Meanwhile, Swan just destroying Radiant team on the north side of the map. Let's see if Shaker will be able to escape here. He's deeping out. He'll be able to do that. Jakiro somehow finishing positioned very aggressively, and the Necro dies. Oh my god, like the dove tier 3 with tier 2 still being alive. Necro forced to buy back, and this Lincoln's is never gonna be finished, I feel. Now, Sven doesn't have ulti, doesn't have BKB, and I don't think they should be trying to force a fight right now. The Radiant side actually has all the ultis, and if Dire overcommits here, it's not gonna end up too well for them. They should be backing off right now. Shaker, where is Shaker? They found a nice initiation on Shaker somehow. Only Bara dead again, but you see now the Necro finally didn't waste his ulti on Bara. And the Dire team picked off smartly. I feel like Shaker should have forced the fight there. Stupendous. With all the ultis and no BKB, no ulti on Sven, I think the Radiant team should have tried to force the fight there. This storm is gonna be huge. He's opting to go for a very aggressive item here. He's going for Hex. I feel like this might be too early. I think he has enough to survive getting into some bad position. That could happen. Now Sven's BKB is down to 8 seconds. Oh, okay, so he only used it twice. Still very long BKB. Definitely what Storm is looking to do with this item build is trying to focus on Acro and just get him out of the fight before he can use ulti. There is a very nice jump. I don't think he should have gone for Jakiro. There's a better target on Shaker and Shaker ends up dying in the end. Jakiro will follow. There is no buyback on Jakiro. There is a buyback on Shaker though. So now they just have to wait a bit, let this Sven's ulti expire. Can they slow them down though? No. Sven jumps in and it's a Necro that without buyback. And the gem gone. The game plan for Alt+F4 is just completely falling apart. There is a problem where Jogger is just not catching up to amount of Svens and Storm's farm. He's just not as effective as you can see. Like Jogger for the last 17 minutes haven't made a single item. Oh, Watch now got two Rexes and they're just backing off. Even if Nyx dies here, not a big deal. Meanwhile, their top Rex getting into some trouble, but so far, right now, the game is looking really good for the Dire side. And there were a couple of mistakes for Alt+F4, I feel. There was this mistake, perhaps by Shaker, perhaps just miscommunication by their team. Yes. I feel like he should have initiated earlier, prevented Sven from jumping in. Storm as well. Storm is okay. Being very aggressive there. Without buyback. But okay, so there was that mistake where I think they should have claimed the Spiel Rex, and with that I don't think the Dire would have made a comeback. Because not only they saved the Rex, let's see what's going on around Roche Pit. There is a really nice fissure by Rubik, preventing Radiant team from engaging into Roche, and this bar is just gonna die to give them a free Roche. Stopping the charge. And that's a cheese on Sven. Aegis on Storm. Interesting decision. I definitely think this is a correct move. As Sven loses a lot of his effectiveness once his ulti runs out. I'd much rather have the cheese on him. The Storm doesn't lose anything from actually dying and from engaging. But if you die on Sven while your ulti is active, then they're different. Anyway, the second mistake by Alt+F4 I think was going for this tower instead of and finishing off those Rex first. Maybe even overcommitting a bit. I mean, they do have that slow push with Hero. Does a lot of damage to towers. But there is no BKB on Necro, no Lincolns. That makes him a very good target for Storm. Otherwise, I don't think it's enough to kill him. So I'm trying to find Shaker, not able to do so. And so far Alt+F4 spending for now. Panda forced to use buyback, but when ulti expired and our team is backing up, there is a gem on the ground. I don't know why they're not picking it. Storm just trying to force some defensive plays, some commitment by Alt+F4. Basically baiting. He knows it's a very hard target for them. And Necro doesn't want to use ulti, but a decent Tackle Slam, but just there is no follow-up damage. Now they kill Nyx and Storm. Storm, however, has that Aegis. Swen forced to use cheese, and that's a very good defense by Alt+F4. Managed to kill Swen. They really didn't lose that much. They even got the gem back. And Rubik will die as well. So not a very good fight. Not only it wasn't a clean fight, but it was actually a very bad fight by the dire side. I feel like they shouldn't have committed to that move on the mid lane. What they should have done was just camp out here. There is no way a Radiant team can afford to go aggressively and force a fight, but now they're actually in a danger of losing the game. Swen will have to buy back most likely, although Storm is doing a really nice job of clearing enemy waves and trying to get some backdoor protection. Happens Swen now forced to get that buyback, and that's actually all they wanted. I don't think they really counted on getting those racks, but now Swen clearing Panda. I don't think this should be happening. And even Necro in the world of trouble. He does have ulti. If he can still kill Storm. Oh, that was really close. He was definitely gonna die, but at least he could have killed Storm. Now Necro forced to buy back. 20,000 lead for the dire side, sorry. Just in general, I feel like the iteration on Team Watch now was better. But maybe for Storm, I would have picked B at some point. I feel like that would make Watch immortal. Storm jumps in, finds Shaker. It's the primary target. Without him, they don't have the lockdown. And Swen can just go and do what he wants. Necro just barely able to survive. But that's most likely gonna be mega creeps for Watch now. Even creeps are doing a lot of damage to the towers. Storm might be in a trouble here, and he's gonna end up dying with a Reaper's Kite. Only 24 seconds due to Bloodstone charges. That's wow. Reaps doing amazing job, almost getting those Raxes. Will survive and they do regenerate, but that was really close. Would have been funny if they actually lost the Rax. Now, with both sides pretty much having lost the same amount of Raxes, yeah, clearly the other side still has an advantage, but hard to expect that these hold out much longer. I still favor the dire side, as I don't see the way for Tiger to catch up in farm. Storm jumps in once again on Jakiro. Very risky play, and actually Jakiro's staying way too far ahead of his team. It could have been an easy bait, like a very nice bait. The Storm, he does still have a lot of charges, and he does respawn like right away. Oh my god. Right away, but that's a GG. Storm finds another kill. Thanks to this sword here that just expired, and that's a good game called by Alt+F4. Team watch now. Leading 1-0 after a very shaky early game, and they almost lost all of the lanes in the beginning. But somehow they pull it off with a huge performance on Storm and a couple of mistakes by Alt+F4. Game 1 going in their way. It'll be interesting to see if Alt+F4 will manage to pick up from this game and equalize the score in game 2. I definitely think they had a better early game, but then they messed up in the mid game. Failed to close up the match, and when somehow found enough farm to finish his items, turn the game around. Very action-packed game.